Good day, Channing, and welcome to your All About You reading. I actually ended up taking this down off the website, but when I went to go tap into doing this, I was like, hold on, I think I took it off too early. Like, I would love to do this all the time. So, I actually just got the email from you because I made a mistake and sent the nice little email I had set up to add this link in. Note my heart. So when I reply after I get done recording this, I'm just going to put this link in there and you're going to be like, oh, that makes sense. So today I am going to be digging into your energy field so I can gas you up in all sorts of ways. I'm not even going to like be specific. We're just going to go through each deck that I have up here for this and enjoy the ride. Get comfy, get some tea. I have some green tea over here for me so I can be like ants when I'm going to do this. So I'm going to start with who you are in general. This is my archetype deck, right? So this is like the broad characteristics. Like there are only so many versions of us. I think there are 144 and they're like all mixed up. That is my theory. I have no way to prove that yet, but that's generally what this means when there's the wounded child, the detective, just different traits that each person can embody that we're all different shuffles of. So let's get started with who is Channing. One who connects other people with their information. And by that, I mean, you know stuff. That's the best way I could put that. You are one who knows things. Maybe you like collect information in your head. So you are able to have conversation with anybody about anything. Like you have handy tips and ideas. This also means you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody as a sort of energy. Like if you have a friend that needs like special eczema checked out, you're like, oh my gosh, I have this doctor that helped me this one time. Let me give you his number. Like you are a bridge between people for connections and for knowledge. Like you fill gaps is what I'm getting here. So slave is one where always I'm like, I don't like that. I never like that card. But it's not supposed to be a negative connotation. Let me make it focus right quick. So it says surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. This makes you a chill girl. For me, in my opinion, even though I hate that it says slave, what that means when I look at the picture, all I can see is a hippie. Do you have like Aquarius in your chart? Because that's a little bit in the network or two. But you go with the flow. You're like really chill. You don't have time to worry about stupid stuff. If it's meant to be, it will be. And if not, then just like whatever, something else will come up. You're not going to worry yourself with things you can't control when you know that you have been pulled along this whole time. So you're just sort of a rock star in that area. But it could also be because of this visionary energy here. So this is somebody who sees things, but they see the picture bigger than other people. You know, she has a crystal ball, and the card itself says capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others, willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. Everything about this to me feels very humanitarian. Like I imagine or hope for a world where hunger doesn't exist, where everybody gets along, there's no poverty. And you would be the person that sort of had the ideas about how we could get this done or how medical stuff could be better, like big pharma or background stuff's like what would be for the people. You are for the people. It deeply feels like. And that would be because, and this is the theme card, I'm going to keep this one up for the rest of the session. You are claimed by the Most High. You work for the kingdom of light. And in this case, it says innocence, purity, redemption, suggests a special connection with the divine. You are here on a mission, madame. So I'm going to put this divine card child up. Divine card child up first, right? And then I'm going to build on that because next I need to know what your position is in the army. What did you come here to do? And for that one, I am going to be using, hold on to this one. As soon as I pulled your name up on the screen, The Chronicles of Destiny. I actually got this one in person. That's why it's special to me because none of the other ones I got like in person. I'm like always ordering. So this one looked like a novel to me, and I'm really a big book person. So this is meant to tell you where you are in your hero's journey. So the hero's journey is what we're all on. Your rising tells you what type of hero you are going to be. Since this is a card reading, I'm going to use this so I can tell you what you are ascending into, what character you wanted to develop your soul into in this life, like what attribute you wanted to gain, the title that you were sort of secretly wearing, I guess. So, what is Channing's role this lifetime? What is her title? This is very sexy energy, man. Guardian of the books. And the very first thing that I said about you was that you just know knowledge, you keep knowledge, you hoard knowledge, you know things. Your mind is actually a library, like you're constantly tapped into something. I would look at the galactic center in your natal chart, and the galactic center is at 28 degrees Sagittarius. It might be 29 now because it moves a little bit, but the galactic center is like the router for all the information for the multiverse. That's the first thing I felt here. But you can also look into Akashi or Akasha as connections to the Akashic record, which is the library that has all the books of everybody's soul and everybody's story, right? Or Akasha, which is the field where all that information. So if the galactic center is the router that you can plug into to get all the information, and the Akashic records are the library, Akasha would be the energy that flows through the internet that makes all the stuff straight. So either of those in your chart should actually be really prominent based upon this being your title. This means that you are documenting information through your experience. And when I just said that, I got the vision of like somebody reporting back data through their ocular cavities, reporting back data to source. Just, it's like you're writing a book in the record yourself, but it's on humanity. I just saw something yesterday. Let me see, because I believe I Googled it, so it should still be in my Google search, but there was a word that stood out to me. I was listening to a YouTuber explain that she does like little experiments, social experiments and stuff. But there was a word that she used, APO. Come on, help me out here. Search. Someone who studies human behavior and patterns. Is a apotha something. It was anthropologist. That's exactly what it was. So somebody who studies human behavior. That's what it feels like your character is secretly doing, and you're throwing back like ideas to source and the people in charge of running your humanity on what really needs to be fixed down here. It's given undercover boss, or either you work for undercover boss, kinda. I guess that would make sense. If you're a child of the divine, you're working for the king, right? Reporting back about what's actually happening here as one of the people deep in the trenches amongst them every day. So you probably do a job when me saying this to you, like, I work for God. That's crazy. My job is A, B, C, and D. I didn't see that as anything special, but that is the thing that's special about it. You know how in the Hunger Games there are different districts? You're in one of the districts that like you're amongst the people so you can learn how they work, not up there that's like detached from how being a human or the actual human experience. Like rich people, you know, they have a human experience, but that's different. That's not the same as the everyday average person. Like it's 1% of people that are filthy rich and can have that. The rest of us are like this. It's like God needs to see what's going on with the majority of the people, and you are acting as a funnel. So what have you overcame in order for you to get this position, right? This is my dark mirror. And every time I use it, I think about Black Mirror because all the other Oracle cards are really nice, really friendly. This one is heavier because not everything is like, you need to know about the dark stuff, like what needs to be removed, what you overcame. And in this case, this is me gassing you up. So you got to know what trauma or what dark experience gave you the power to do what you do now. And it seems like your power is seeing the good in everything despite the small things that might be setbacks. And this could even be in your family. This could be with individuals too. Like you could have somebody who's like a heroin addict or something around you, but you would see like, well, this person had a really hard childhood. So you would never just write that person off as a drug addict. You would look at the systematicness of drug dispensement communities or patterns with addicts or how addiction affects a certain number of people. And like you would look at the bigger picture and not just the individual and judge them for that. I was going to say disability, for that darkness, for that dark mirror energy. You would see it and see how it connects to the bigger whole. Like your vision is wide. So what has Channing overcome in order to step into this energy. Because I'm just deeply getting, you're a being of light. Bottom line. Everywhere you go. And even if you don't feel like that, the message I'm getting right now to tell you is think about how often people notice you when you're not trying to be noticed. Like just when you go out, you might think about the difficulties that you've had and the betrayals and the relationships you've had with people that didn't turn out right. And your mind is like, if I'm a being of light, shouldn't it be something? No, it's the opposite. Your battle is harder because you're carrying something everybody wants a piece of. Look at this. Look at all the light around that. Now, like a moth to a flame, if somebody is a vampire, if somebody is hungry, they're going to hate on it to get a piece of it, or they're going to try to like smother into you to get a piece of it. But either way, somebody is always going to recognize this wherever you go. You're always seeing somebody, always say hi. You always catch somebody looking at you. And that's because the light that you can't see, because you are the light, reflects to others. So it looks like you develop this light through a lot of self-sacrifice. So you might also have Pisces heavy in your chart, or stuff that's in your 12th house, maybe connections to your Neptune. But you've been sacrificing a lot of your own personal opinions, your own thoughts, and your own feelings, once again, for bigger. And that's totally like a Beyonce song, but that's what it made me think about. Because your vision is so far out and ahead, it's harder for you to let the little stuff get to you. But there are some moments where you're like, oh, other people would have did A, B, C, and D, and here I am doing this. And I want you to know that, baby, it's not because you're stupid or anything. Like, you know what I mean? The stuff that you say to yourself when you're in those dark moments, like, oh, I must be so silly, I'm dealing with A, B, C, and D. No, it's because you're used to having an angelic nature. They don't question sacrificing for their principle. So if you're an angel of love, what are you going to do all the time naturally? Love somebody. And for angels, it's like, you know how the agents for customer service are? Like, yeah, sorry you're having a problem, but this is procedure. They stick very closely to their principle. They don't make decisions outside of what source has assigned them to do. That is their function. Your function is love and light and vision. Like you give other people hope. So a lot of times that makes you sacrifice part of your vision or your needs or your desires for yourself. So the rewards that you have coming up for you, the things that are coming back, are all connected to what you've already given out. Vulnerability. You are an open book in some ways. You don't have any agenda when you come into connections with people. So it's like no matter what happens to you, you're still good. And it's like literal, like you're still good. And it's not that you're pretending or anything. This is just your nature. You don't prefer to be in an energy of upset or anxiety or anything like that. It's like you cling to your peace. Even so much so that it's the sacrificing of your ego. Like you walk around sort of stripped. So the artificial heart goes with all of this, right? In this case, I'm thinking this might be relationships. Sometimes you might hang on to them a little bit beyond their contract end because of that heart. Like you're such a good person, you see the good in people. And look at this, like even the color in her eyes. Green is the heart color, heart chakra color, right? You see things through the lens of love. So sometimes you'll be around or you will attract people who will take advantage of that, right? There is a need to be discerning because of your gentle nature with how many times you let somebody feed from you. Because you know when there's a vampire, you know when somebody has a hidden agenda. Like your light shines so bright, you can always see them for exactly who and what they are. You just giving them chances because of who you are, right? But sometimes that pulls from your energy, and sometimes you're not giving freely anymore. You're giving out of what feels like obligation, like, oh, I gotta do this. And you're not supposed to feel oppressed by being a gift to others. Keep your boundaries up for you too. Make sure you don't let somebody feed from you too much just because you're a soft, delicate angel of mercy, okay? But all of your light has been built upon the darkness that is the sacrifices you have made, the times you did not do what Channing wanted to do for self, the times you didn't go where you wanted to go, Uh, this could even have to do with your career. The times you had to suck it up to do A, B, C, and D because it was better for the group. You just understand the, I want to say physics, that's what came in my mind, of balance, of equilibrium, of sacrifice. But sometimes people try to take advantage of your kindness. So boundaries up, ma'am, for the future. For when your light is about to shine at its brightest, boundaries up. Don't let anybody drain your heart so much that it becomes you giving out an obligation out of just your natural kindness instead of just like you giving because you know, like, hey, this is reciprocated. Don't auto dispense when you know somebody's just coming back to the vending machine like this because you got it, right? So, what energy is being sent out from Channing at this time? What energy is she sending out to the universe? I want to see what you're magnetizing in at this time. Ah, so I popped up right on time, right? So you're being told to have patience, which is probably what's giving you this little bit of anxiety, which is definitely killing you because you're not the type of person that likes to have anxiety. You like to be chill. But I think this is being caused because you can feel that something is changing in the background for you. And I don't know what you have been called to do personally, like what suggestions you have been given, but let me pull on that right now because this feels like there is something building in the background of your life right now. You can feel it coming. Like you know how you feel when you have a vacation on the calendar and you have a countdown and you're like, oh my gosh, 30 days to vacation. Like you're anxious, but it's not bad anxious. You don't know what it is right now. So all you're perceiving is the anxiety, but it's something good coming up. There's something going on with your finances that's going to change something that aligns what you've been trying to do. And there's also a guy in here, but like a smart guy. Somebody who sees your work, sees your vision, sees your planning, and wants to like back you up on whatever it is you're already doing. Like, because courage, just the picturing somebody like, don't want to say Spider-Man, maybe that, just so it feels safer. But I was seeing somebody on the rooftop, but then like going all the way back to the rooftop so they can get a good running start so they can jump off to the next building. You are building up the courage to jump to the next building, which is a contract. Something else that you have on the way for you at this time. So you are being magnetized, reformatted. That's probably why I had to mention the boundaries things for you, just so when you get what you get coming up and certain people come around, you're not automatically just giving out again because this is a lot of wealth. This is a lot of positive financial energy. So what advice is Channing being given from her guides right now to come into alignment with this at this time? It's like you're already sending out the beacon that this is what you want, right? So the little things that you are getting messages to do for yourself, like I just mentioned, I was drinking green tea. I used to be like a coffee addict, like I need it all day. I need to stay awake, but coffee is horrible for you. Green tea has other benefits and it has a little bit of caffeine in it to do what I needed to do. That's a change that I needed to make in order to raise my vibration where I needed to have it. It felt like you were getting the same little messages that were leading to the big change that's coming in your life, and you just needed to know, oh, that's why that message is coming through. Even though most of the time you're pretty good at trusting yourself, it's like this is something that you have not done before, something that comes with a risk, and it could have something to do with your career, or you doing something entrepreneurial, just something that's different. Do not doubt. It's meant to be victorious. You're going to make it to the other building. You already had a contract to do so, and you've already done the hard work, which lets me know that you're likely already past your Saturn return. The hard work to earn what's coming up and this person that's coming in. So if somebody really broke your heart before, like really, and that's probably that person that kept taking after your artificial heart, after you just was giving out of obligation, not out of free love and stuff, just like being pulled on. But your broken heart is meant to be healed through this connection. Something that could possibly start off as a work connection to somebody who's just vibing with you on what you're doing, and then it blossoms in a way that feels nice and easy and safe for you. It definitely feels like a lot of people might try to push you or rush you through stuff at other times. So your guides have been telling entrepreneur, you are being guided to start your own business with all those divine gifts that I told you about. So entrepreneur says, as an entrepreneur, you will truly have an opportunity to discover yourself and all your potential because you are connected to the universal internet. The divine speaks directly to you. So when you are doing whatever your job is, you are the conduit. You are the open bottle. You are the thing just delivering the message. You are the radio, not the radio station. So when you're working, it's just like you saying what has to be said, and then you get paid for that. And it's like, wow, that's amazing. And that's what is meant for you because of all the work you put in. So, baby, fortune is the next one. Do you see that diamond? This is given the diamond in the rough, like Aladdin, right? When fortune appears in your life, limitations disappear. That's my church song for you. As you sit back and watch your dreams manifest before your eyes, you are filled with a profound sense of gratitude. You were just being a good person because that's your nature, right? Some people say, and I just had a conversation with somebody about this, like, nice guys finish last. And no, I'm like, nah, that's what they want you to believe. Because if you start thinking that, that's the vibration you'll be at. No, nice guys end up on the top and nobody knows about them because they be in the background minding their business. That's what I see for you. So self-care. That's what you've been being instructed on. And that's why the little T reference came up. There's little stuff that you've been told to do for yourself to get you in the right space of feeling it. So if you want to live like royalty, start by treating yourself like royalty is the message. The key here to unlocking all of this, and that's decision, right? And it's probably going to say decide what you want so it comes now, but it says the first step to achieving your dreams is committing to making them a reality, which is the same as decide what you want so it comes now. I see that so often. The key to this is you locking into in your head, like, okay, this is what I want to do. Of all the risk that I've taken, whether they turned out like I wanted them to or not, this is the risk that I think is going to change my life. And I think it is. Whatever it is that has been on your mind for your own business, you won't have to do it alone. And you won't have to struggle. It feels like that's what you're worried about, the struggle in between. This anxiety is meant to be met or cured with patience, right? But not regular patience when you're just sitting around like, I'm not thinking about it. No, this is you starting to embody the energy of the life that you will have once your business flourishes like it's already meant to flourish. So you set your schedule. You make a day based upon you and what you have to do for your life to keep things going. Drink your tea, whatever it is that is going to continue to, and I don't even want to say lift your energy because the anxiety is only brought it down a little bit. You're still very light and bubbly. Maintain your vibration. When you wake up in the morning, lock in. And by locking, I'm feeling like there's a mantra that would be good for you, a mantra you might have, just something that you say every day. I am living my best life. I don't know, whatever. I might take that one. That would be great. So let's see. Maybe I can get you this is my African Goddess Rising deck. And it just tells me all sorts of cool stuff. But the energy I get off of it is always very like strong, very bold. So the answers I get are like, wow, I get it. When I hold a card, like I can feel a story coming off of it. This one was really like weird, like what is that? But I didn't shuffle for you. But that's generally how this works. When you shuffle, it's magnetism. I'm being drawn to what Channing needs to do to maintain her vibrations. And now I got the question I was supposed to ask, right? Because my crown opened and then suddenly the info started streaming in. And yes, I can feel it when it comes in. It feels like a buzz. And sometimes I hear like tingling in my ears and stuff. I am getting that you need to know this because although you might not do cards as your career, you might, but you still get the same things. You hear a tingling or you feel a tingling in your crown or you'll get a buzzing in your ear when you're getting a message that you're meant to tell somebody. It just sometimes it's really weird. But to maintain your vibration, I love this. Become more aware of your cosmic power, which is literally the little lesson I was just giving you. You are a physical empath. This is telling me you feel things, and it's weird. Like you could bump your elbow, and that means something, but it could be a confirmation of something. When somebody's lying to you, you feel it in your stomach. the hair on your arm raises when somebody is telling the truth. Like any messages that come through you and your power and your body is your altar is sort of what I'm getting. You are meant to be using this time to play around with your power, play around with your magic. Now, I just had a client I did this with, right? And she didn't exactly understand how her power was working to move stuff around, even though she had just got a promotion. Her life was moving along. When a roommate she didn't need anymore moved out, and somebody new was coming in, baby, right? So I said, do this. Write down one small thing you want to happen. Uh, just like universe, wow me. Let me know my stuff is real so that you can see how it bounces back to you. So she wrote out, my daughter will wear purple this week, right? She didn't tell anybody like I told her to. I said, just let it be, forget it exists. She came back to me the next week and she said, my daughter has worn purple every day since I wrote that down in a pad. That is what you are meant to be doing at this time, because the more comfortable you get with your power, your manifestation abilities, and how it reflects back to you in the 3D, how you're really moving stuff around for yourself, is going to give you the confidence to squash that anxiety and anything that might come up, any bumps that just naturally come along with creating a business or stepping into the vibration of the life you want after you did a life of servitude. It's like you did your mission, you did your main contract, now you're doing it in a bigger way. But the bigger way is like the difference between Oprah having the show where she comes and she does interviews all day to Oprah having the network. That seems to be the difference between the servitude life that you've been living and the one that you are going to be living as your divine self on earth. So recognizing your power, and lovely, it told me one of your gifts, storms. We should totally do a natal thing one day because this would show up in there. There are specific Taurus placements, Taurus and Scorpio placements, where somebody is named a patron of the elements. This means that whether or not you know it, sometimes your emotions and your thoughts affect the weather. So take note of, if you're sad for a couple days, if it starts raining every day in your city, that's you. If it just rains in your area, like right over your home, just think a little thing, oh, okay, that's you, but it's like that area. But it lets you see how wide span your gift and your emotional energy is. I'm getting play with your power, baby. Creativity. Now, these are the seven sisters. This connects to the Pleiades, although there is an African version because, you know, it's the African deck, right? But the Pleiades version are artists. The seven muses, it's like these same sisters, which are still the African ones, come back through every pantheon to do something. In this case, it's creating an art or a music or something that inspires others. But in this case, it's going to inspire you as well. Just seeing your own work out there, like, wow, that came out of me. It's another form of your power that you have to embrace. So not only can you move stuff around, like, right, with your thoughts and what you write down and your emotions, but you can put that into different forms of art so that other people can feel the message you're trying to convey. And there's something about that gift that is going to really make this start to stand out. Like, I'm getting prophetic visions or prophetic artistic works. So the last one on here is you are working through forgiving yourself for any time that you felt like you didn't make the right decision or that things didn't go in your favor or you let somebody stay around too long or whatever the case may be. So forgiving yourself so that you release shame, because shame is the lowest vibration. And I like to say, think of your frequency as like when you were in school learning mean, median, and mode, or looking at your grades. And you could have an 100, and if you get a 0, that brings your whole grade down to 50% or whatever the case may be. Shame is at the bottom of the totem pole. So if joy is at the top and shame is at the bottom, this just brought your vibration down to where you're back down there with the bloodsuckers. We don't want that. Forgive yourself for what was, because you were doing what God asked you. And sometimes people took advantage of God's angels. So that's not on you, baby. You did what you were asked, and then you left, or they were removed at the right time per the contract, right? Because you are worthy. You are worthy of this great life, of this money that's coming, of this career. And I want you to accept it boldly. Like I said, I guess it's the colors on these cards, but it feels like boldly, brazen. Like, don't be afraid of your harvest. Don't be afraid to make yourself available for it. Don't be, it feels like maybe you had some people around you that were small-minded. Don't feel bad about your big dreams. That's the best way I can say what's coming through right now. Don't feel bad or like you got to hold back. Like, oh yeah, I have my business. I'm doing A, B, C, and D. There may have been people that made you feel like, because their dreams weren't as big as yours, or they didn't have your energy. They couldn't attract stuff. And that sort of made you feel some type of way, like you had to hold that in. Shine bright like a diamond is the energy here, okay? Because the only way you are going to align with your tribe, with the people who are meant to connect with you for their own gifts, for their own needs, or whatever your business is supplying, are only going to see you if you shine. So I am going to end this with an empowering message, just something you need to carry with you. And then I'm going to pull from this map deck to just let you know where you're headed so that you can come back to this a multitude of times while you were building your business in the beginning of it. And then you can let go of it when the training wheels are off and it's rolling like it's supposed to be, because baby, the lube is already in it. You just got to like build it. If you build it, they will come. So what encouraging message do I need to deliver to Channing at this time? Like how many of them do? So I listen to frequencies on YouTube. You can just type in frequency, right? Learning to receive frequency is what you need to type in. You're used to giving, 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 and not expecting back. So there's not a part of you that is expecting to receive good things at all. And that's fine, but you need to allow it. You need to open yourself to it. Like, okay, if something good is meant to happen, I'm fine with that. Don't tear it apart with doubt. Don't tear it apart with the how, whens, or whys, or nothing. Let yourself take it all in. Allow your heart to receive love and praise from others. Permit yourself to accept gifts and compliments with humility and grace. The next one, and I just told you, you're supposed to be doing the Door of the Explorer thing with your gifts, right? Exploration. Bravely open, that's 2 cards that said open, and connect. It is a time to get to know others better, learn something new about the people in your life, and allow them to learn something new about you, because you've been hiding your greatness this whole time, mainly because you're a creature of inspiration. You inspire others, and you are around a bunch of people that weren't resonating with that. Not in a way that would have encouraged you to continue it, but you're being given the green light. Like, you shine this light to a bunch of people, baby. You are inspiration. So it says harness creative energy. Inspiration is an energizing creative force. Surround yourself with people, imaginative and innovative. Thinking is contagious. You're getting a whole new soul tribe. You need a whole new soul tribe. But I have a feeling the universe has already been sort of weeding that out for you and moving stuff around beyond your control. So where is Channing being guided? She's being guided. Everything's coming apart to push you into the right direction so that you can heal what needs to be healed, for you to step into your manifestation and the transformation of your life. It doesn't look like what it's going to be right now. Nothing looks like what it actually is. There is something boiling, bubbling, cooking up in the background. And all you have to do at this time, my dear, is get ready. The hard work for the reward that is coming your way was already done when you did not know there was a reward for being a good person. That's the best kind of reward, right? You find out at the ends of the night, like, hold on, you're the winner. And that's what I'm feeling here, man. So you have a great day. And thank you.